Okay. All right.
What up, everybody?
Hi, everybody.
How's it going?
We're going to try this out. Another bracket, a surprise bracket episode.
Here, let
This
me
will be
show
fun.
you. Okay, actually, I'll show you this right when we start.
Okay, awesome. Cool.
Actually, let's just start.
Let's do it. Okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna open my blinds. It's gotten super cloudy again,
Okay.
and I would prefer to not just be looking at mini blinds.
Sure.
But if it gets bright, I'll have to close it.
Mm.
I like looking outside.
Sweet.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, click. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Clap. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Clap.
All right, here we go. This is Mouse Madness, the Two Gomers annual Disney bracket, and the battle to the top of it. Who will ascend to the top of Space Mountain, and who will plummet to the depths of the temporarily closed, this is going well, Splash Mountain. This is...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world premiere of a great new soft drink, the world premiere of Diet Coke.
Introducing Diet Coke. You're gonna drink it just for the taste of it. Introducing Diet Coke. This is the one from Coca-Cola. Pickle the taste with just 1 calorie. Just for the taste.
Just for the taste of it.
Diet Coke.
All right, I'm realizing I made a mistake here. What I'm trying to do is play a Super Nintendo. Hey, how's it going over there? Play a Super Nintendo song on these special eps. So, like, during our Royal Rumble, I played Royal Rumble from
Royal Rumble. Yep.
Royal Rumble, Super Nintendo game. And then during our draft episode, I played Madden.
Yep.
This one's NBA Jam, which I loved when I was a kid, NBA Jam on Super Nintendo.
Yep.
But then I realized that we're doing a bracket episode. That's NCAA. That's college basketball, so I screwed it up.
March Madness. You could have also done Mickey Mousecapade, dude. Can you find that music?
Is that
for the NES?
Yeah, look. That's a good call.
I remember playing that game with my sister.
Oh, here's an NES one that might work. How about this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, maybe that's better. At least it's Disney. You're right, it's Disney themed. That's pretty good.
Ooh. Look up Mickey Mousecapade. See if there's any
right
music
now.
from that.
Mickey.
That would
Mouse.
give me like total nostalgia.
Okay. How would you spell Mousecapade? Mousecapade. NES.
Uh-huh.
All right. Here's I can't find just the intro, but let's do this. They have a playthrough, so at least we'll hear the beginning of it here. Let's hear. Come on. I'm not getting any sound on it. He's in heaven, folks. Good song.
That made me feel like Mia and I are like, I'm 13 and she's 6.
It's the one thing you can relate on. Mickey Mousecapade.
Yeah.
Looks like it's Mickey and Minnie jumping around. Was this a 2-player game?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's like what you're totally right. Like a 13-year-old boy.
Yep.
Who just wants to watch Star Trek TNG.
Come on.
My 6-year-old kid sister.
What did she like to watch?
Super Tad.
Super Ted.
I
I don't
remember
know what
Super
that
Ted. It
is.
was like this. I think it was a either Canadian or British like kids show, and we
Okay.
used to love Super Ted. But
Super Ted.
I was totally into it too.
Okay. I'll have to
Did you
watch an
find
app
Super
of
Ted?
Super Ted. Oh, I see.
Is
It's
it?
like a teddy bear.
Yeah, it was
This
cute.
guy looks cool. Super Ted looks cool. Let's
Yeah,
hear
we
some.
were introduced.
Let's hear some intro music of Super Ted.
Okay. Oh yeah.
This is a story about an ordinary teddy bear. When he was made, they found something wrong with him and threw him away like a piece of rubbish into an old dark storeroom. Then, from outer space,
Okay.
a spotty man brought him to life with his cosmic dust. He took him to a magic cloud.
All right. This is a little bit too high concept for me. Super Ted looks great.
Super Ted was awesome. We had cousins that lived in London and then lived in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And so whenever we'd get together with them, you know, every Christmas, they'd introduce us to something new that was cool.
So this was a Canadian show, you think? Super Ted.
It was either British or Canadian. I can't remember where. I'm pretty sure Canadian.
Okay.
Well, was there an accent on there?
I don't know. I've never heard of Super Ted before, but it's good to see him.
We loved it.
All right. Here's what's happening right now. Anthony just went to Disney World.
Yes.
We're trying to figure out a cool way to talk about his trip.
Yep.
Which we've texted about.
Uh-huh.
But I guess I don't know a lot about what you did, and there's a couple big questions I have for you. Both of us are Disney fans.
Total.
Unashamed?
Huge. Yep, unashamed.
Okay.
And we can talk about, have we ever talked about my transition from cynic to...
Yes.
Okay, cynic
So
to
I
saint.
can't remember who it was that told you, no, it's cool. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, it was a friend of mine at New World that I thought was amazing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, cool. Like, cool guy. Yep, cool. Right?
Because you were like not into Disney World. Had you ever been before this conversation?
I had been in 8th grade and I thought it was amazing.
Yep.
And then we also went to Universal and Busch Gardens.
Wow.
In Tampa.
Yep.
And it was like some trip with my mom and my grandma Churchill and my sister in like June, July of summer after 8th grade.
Which would have been 93 or 94?
It was the Jurassic Park summer.
93.
It was the DC trip summer.
Wow.
It was like everything. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm sporting all Jordan gear.
Oh, yeah.
We go to Busch Gardens and my mind is blown. See, then Busch Gardens and Universal were so much more like thrill rides than Disney.
I would say they still are.
Yeah, I mean, but Disney's catching up, dude.
Disney's catching up, but I would still say outside roller coasters.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're going to find those at a Busch Gardens or a Six Flags.
Yep.
And at a Universal, much more than at Disney. And what you trade in is theming.
Right.
Like
the
Disney, nobody does theming or story, right? Exactly like Disney.
Nobody makes you like enjoy waiting in line like Disney.
Especially lately. I mean, queues have gotten so awesome.
Queues have gotten awesome. There are stories where we played heads up all the time.
Lots of heads up.
Like,
yep.
There's oh yeah, that's what I was going to show you. Okay. So whenever I get out my phone, it's not ambient. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm loading this bad boy.
Okay. Oh, you still got the Disney World app on there.
Dude, I've got the Disney World app. I'm going to look up wait times right now.
This is good. I like wait time checking.
I've got our photo pass.
Yeah.
I mean, Gomer's tip number 1, dude.
Yep.
Is buy the photo pass.
Okay.
It's like I was wondering
because you said you hadn't done you guys didn't do Genie Plus, which this is a whole thing.
Yeah.
But you get photo pass included when you do Genie Plus.
Nope, we didn't do that.
Okay. So we did that. We've done that the past 2 times when I went with the boys, just me and the boys, and then when I went with my staff, we did Genie Plus and we got all the free photo pass pictures. Incredible.
The photo pass pictures rule, right? Because you get all the
Yes.
ride photos. Anytime you see a Disney photographer, you can just scan your Magic Band.
Yep. It's
They
so
take your
fun.
picture at all the cool places with professional cameras.
Fun poses.
Yep, totally.
Yeah, I love it. So
Let's
when
see.
you went in 8th grade, you said, oh, sorry, you're looking at wait times. You can look at it. I'm going to try to work this out. You went in 8th grade and had a blast, and then you just stopped liking it until this person in your orchestra told you it was cool.
What I'm thinking is that I probably went to Busch Gardens and I was like, oh, like because I knew Six Flags.
Yeah.
Because we knew Great America, Six Flags.
We always went to Great America. Yep.
That was like the best, right? And so
but that's so weird, dude, because it's so janky.
Oh, it's NASDAQ. I mean, we're 7 minutes from Six Flags here.
Yeah.
And we still go. It's super fun.
Oh yeah.
But
Disney, compared to Disney, come on.
Disney ruins you for everything.
Except for maybe as an 8th grader.
That's what I mean. You can't tell the difference. You don't you just think the smell of vomit is normal. Like, dude, we went to Six Flags, dude. like I don't know, like last spring.
Yeah.
And this person just like threw up bad. Like everywhere, okay? And so they had to hold the ride, and do you know how they cleaned it?
How?
They rinse it off and then they run it twice.
I think like if that happened at Disney, like 200 people would be fired.
Yeah, oh, totally. So like they were like, "Hold on, we need to clean the ride." Like hose it off and then just run it twice. Like, you know,
the wind will clean it off.
Yeah, like that'll take care of it.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Like 8th grade, you went into this like the Lego people call it the dark period between like boyhood and then you rediscover it when you're like
naivete.
Right, exactly. You're like, oh, this is an excellent product that is so fun. Why am I denying myself of that?
Yes. I went into that.
Yeah.
And I think and also especially because I mean we didn't have Marvel and Star Wars and Pixar. I mean those acquisitions took an Avatar.
Like, well, that's why that's the genius of this thing we're going to do right now, which is Mouse Madness, and we're going to do it every March because it's a pun, of course, and we're just going to do something different Disney each year. This is my idea, so we can pit different things against each other that are Disney related. The great thing about this is that Disney owns everything, and so this could last until the world ends.
This could
we
last
could put
forever.
4 different things from the Disney universe up against each other.
Right. So,
but yeah, you're right. There's been a lot of acquisitions since then.
Well, in those 8th grade years, though, if you wanted to have like a space ride, you needed to invent Spaceship Earth. You know what I mean? Or not. So, oh, sorry. I just talked about my ultimate. Sorry. Spoiler alert. You invent like Space Mountain, and then you know you have to do all the graphic design, and it's unique to it, and it's only there. And I do think it's really cool. But like when you incorporate like Rise of the Resistance, like Star Wars stuff, or you have the backlog of like you're walking through the, you know, you're on Pandora. Yeah. Like it's just like what we talked about when J.J. Abrams got to have Star Trek. Right. You know, now you get to play with the Enterprise, like the real thing. Yeah. So like as an 8th grader, I think I thought that stuff was kind of lame.
Okay. Interesting.
After I went to like the ultimate thrill rides of like a Busch Gardens
or a Universal where you get to ride on the ET ride and on the Back to the Future ride, and it's just like it's like
see,
they
cooler. Had more IP then or something, right?
And we'll probably get to this when we start pitting the parks up against each other. Which, by the way, that's what we're doing. We've got the 4 Disney World parks. They're in a bracket. We're going to do a semifinals and a finals and decide what is the best Walt Disney World park.
Whoa.
And this is Orlando we're talking about right now. I have a complicated relationship with IP in Disney World, I think. Because I have a love, it's not hate, but I have a love, like, sadness thing that happens to me when I read they're putting the Guardians ride where the Ellen ride was. The Ellen,
right.
you know what I mean? Ellen and Bill Nye talking about dinosaurs, and it's 40 minutes long and sucks.
Yep.
And I love it.
Uh-huh.
And I love Guardians of the Galaxy, and I hear it's the best ride ever. And so that makes me excited. But I'm a little bit sad about original park IP disappearing.
Yeah, I mean, if they wipe out Spaceship Earth.
Right. What if they what if they had put Tron, for instance, what if they had gutted Space Mountain and put Tron inside of it?
Yep.
I would have a lot of complicated feelings about that because I love Space Mountain.
Yeah, we'll talk about Space Mountain. I can't wait to talk about that. Now, when you pull up to Tomorrowland now at night and Tron is right next to Space Mountain.
Yes.
It's almost like this is what the future looked like in 80 or 60 or 70, whenever it came out.
Yep.
And then this is what the future looks like in 2023.
And I'm into that. What I don't like is when it gets replaced.
Right. Yep. So they didn't do that.
That makes me sad.
I mean, you're driving the Indy cars at 7 miles an hour, smelling gas fumes and looking at Tron.
They're still using real gas in those cars.
Yeah. But it's like, that's one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
So you went 8th grade, and then you went again after you were in Florida, lived in Florida.
Yeah, so that guy told me it was cool.
You changed your ways immediately.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. I think I didn't change my ways immediately because when we went back, I was still a little cynical, like, whatever.
Yeah.
And this is what I told Aaron this last time we were there, because we went on a date, because they had extra magic hours from 11 to 1 a.m.
Because you stayed on site.
Yep, because we stayed on site. And so the girls went to bed, everybody stayed back, and Aaron and I actually went in and did 3 hours. Wait, where's Tron? Hollywood Studios.
Tron's in Magic Kingdom.
Sorry. Magic Kingdom. My bad. Magic Kingdom, just a date.
I mean, I need to go take a cold shower after hearing that. That's the most romantic, sexy thing I've ever heard in my life.
We took the Skyline. No, we took the bus from our place to Magic Kingdom and spent 3 hours, just me and her, after hours.
Wow.
Closed out the park. Tried one of those like selfie cam, kiss things. But it always looks dumb, but super fun.
Yeah.
And I told her on the bus ride back, and of course I'm going to harken back to a John Mark Comer sermon. He talked about how he fell in love with coffee. He hated coffee, thought it was lame.
Yeah.
And then started drinking coffee with tons of chocolate milk and sugar.
Yeah.
And then slowly over time started having just coffee and then good coffee. And then his desire changed, where I love coffee now, right?
Right. And we've talked about this before. You can love things.
Yes.
That you didn't used to love.
Yep. You the desire factory in your heart can be changed.
Yep.
And so I told Aaron on the drive home or on the bus ride home, I was like, I love Disney now. And she was just moved. She was touched. She was seen.
It's the most romantic thing you could ever say to her. I love Disney now.
You moved my heart, Aaron.
It sounds like she never had that dark years.
The Dark Knight. No, she did not.
Okay.
Her family is a total Disney family. They adore it. They were there at the 20th anniversary.
Wow.
We were there this year at the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like they've been there so many times. Aaron went there with a group of friends in college, which, see, this is emblematic of where I was at.
Yeah.
Aaron and I were like 4 months away from getting married, or 6 months away we were engaged.
Yeah.
And I didn't barely even know that they all went to Disney World, because I was like, meh. Like, I didn't even go. I don't even know if she asked me. She was like,
right,
Christmas break, we're going to go to Disney, or spring break.
Yeah.
Or you know what? I probably had like a gig.
Yeah, probably. Well, I mean so that's really interesting to me. I'm definitely an Aaron
Yep.
where I never. So I went first when I was 8.
Okay.
So that's different. 8 is different than 8th grade.
Definitely.
And what you just brought an 8-year-old, right?
7 and 11.
8,
Yep.
7.
Yep.
And I don't know. I bought everything. Like I thought, I remember thinking some of this stuff was real.
Yeah.
It was like we went to the Indiana Jones stunt show, and I was like,
Yep.
this is real.
That's Indiana Jones. Like that's Harrison Ford.
Right. How did they get Harrison Ford here? We went to Universal that year too when we went to Orlando when I was 8, and I remember the Back to the Future ride like changing my life.
Yeah. You're like where is
Star
the wizard?
Tours? Like how am I in? Like it was that age. And I have never not loved Disney, and there's been different reasons for that. When we were at Disneyland this past time with my staff, I was with Micah, who I think is a Disney skeptic a little bit, or certainly was before our trip. And I told him one of the reasons why I love Disney is because I love excellence.
Yep.
And I'm moved by this is there's a lot of work went into this, and it's excellent and good. And I'm also a 7, and I like pleasure.
Right.
And there's nowhere where people are pleasuring you more than Disney World or Disneyland.
Well, and you like fun, right?
I love fun.
Now, what about tell the listener about the wow factor, because I really like your wow idea. Like they wow you.
Yes.
Right.
And so people are like, "Oh, you're a Disney adult." Derisively, they will say that to me.
Right.
And I'll say, "No, I just never stopped being in wonder."
I love it.
And there's so many opportunities to say friggin' wow.
Yeah.
And Universal has pressed into this, especially, I mean, Universal was it does feel a step ahead to me in some ways because they did Hogwarts and Diagon
Diagonally. Yep.
first before Galaxy's Edge. They got to jump on this like immersive land thing before Avatar.
Yeah.
And it's the same feeling I get there. When we went in 2020 is the last time I've been to Orlando. We went to Universal. We went to both Harry Potter parks, and the dragon is on top of the bank, and something happens with that dragon that and it's on. We have a video of this where I was just screaming with pleasure when I saw it happen. In 2 weeks, we're going back. We're going to Universal in California because they just opened Super Nintendo Land, and I've been avoiding things because I want to be wowed. I like being wowed, and these parks, they know how to do it. They know how to wow, and they're paid to wow.
Sure. I mean, the Imagineers, right? That's what their job is.
Right.
Is to just
Dream
come
job
up with crap that's gonna make you wow.
Yeah.
That's gonna give you wonder. That's gonna just make you excited and be a kid again, you know?
Yeah. Yep. So I think that some people think this is lame. Some people are like, this is so dumb that these guys like Disney. And I'm sure I know that there are problems with the company and all that stuff, right? But I can't get away from the fact that it's one of my favorite places on earth. So you went there for a week.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so something we noticed right away is as 40-year-olds, as 40-somethings, they are playing with nostalgia from our youth differently than they play. So we were noticing this with Aaron's parents. So when they went there, we were like, what was it like? Because they went 30 years ago.
Right. So did I.
They would have been in their 30s with little kids.
I went 35 years ago.
Yeah. Well, so what we were
Disney
wondering
World
though,
the first time. It's crazy.
Right. Well,
but they went as adults 30 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like, how does it feel different when they're playing with your nostalgia, but also your kids at the same time.
Uh-huh.
So the people that were kids then are now
Right.
adults bringing their kids to
Yep.
Disney World. So like the thing you were saying about Iron Giant, the
Mm-hmm.
nostalgia for you is not that it was a movie you watched when you were a kid, but it's a
Mm-hmm.
movie you watched when your kids were kids.
Yeah. Yep.
And so that's why when we like I will literally, not literally, I will start crying right now when I see Woody when I walk up like to Pixar land, bro. I
Yes.
like this well of emotion like comes over my body because I'm like, I remember watching Toy Story, like a million times,
He
or
is
like the
literally crying
Slinky
people.
Dog
Yeah.
ride.
Right.
Like it's just the sound of the menu, like we talked about, of the DVD of Toy Story is what Pixar Land sounds like.
Yep. The
And so
Newton, what's his name? Newman, the
Randy Newman.
Randy Newman score.
Yep.
They've just got pumping in through those speakers. Same with
Totally.
Pixar Pier at Disneyland. And
Yep.
it's just like Chewie, we're home. You know what I mean? It's they know how to do it. I know I've said this a lot of times. I know I'm being manipulated.
Right.
And to that I say manhandle me.
Yep.
I'm here for this. The smell, everything is pumped in. Smell, sound, sight, kinetic movement to please me. And
Yep.
it's not like I'm gonna live there.
Right.
It's just I'm going there for a very. I also like the Grand Canyon. I cry when I see the Grand Canyon.
100%. When we went and when I went hiking in Bend this summer, went
Yeah.
in the caves, went up to see the sisters, 3 mountains in a row.
Yep.
I'm like, same thing, just different. Like there's just something about the kid inside, and then
Mhm.
the nostalgia stack, I'll call it that, which is
Yeah, that's
like
good.
you're now nostalgic about when your kids were kids.
Yeah,
So
that's cool. I like that nostalgia stack. That's great. And Disney does that well because they have build physical structures that
yeah.
last, right? And so that
Yep.
lends itself to nostalgia stacking. Ooh, I
Yes.
love it, dude. So
Yep.
I love the Grand Canyon, and I cry when I see it. When I
Yep.
come around the corner at Galaxy's Edge and I see the Falcon, I cry then too.
I know, and it's one of those things you like can't explain to somebody that thinks it's dumb.
And when we someday talk about Close Encounters and I talk about the Devil's Tower there and the Holy Spirit moment I had
Yeah.
that I know is linked to a movie I saw when I was 7 years old.
Yep.
It's okay.
Yep.
It's okay to feel that way. So okay. So we're going to do something difficult. We thought a fun structure to talk about Disney World more, especially Anthony's trip, would be to try to figure out which park is the best.
Uh-huh.
We're going to do a bracket.
Yep.
It was impossible for me to figure out of the best way to seed this bracket.
Right.
So I just did it in order of opening.
Yep.
So we're gonna do the semifinals are Magic Kingdom versus EPCOT. Ridiculous.
Yep. Uh-huh.
And then the second one is Hollywood Studios versus Animal Kingdom.
Yep.
And so I think we should talk park by park. Let's just talk about Magic Kingdom and Epcot Center right now.
Okay. So let me boot up the Magic Kingdom here. So
Oh, good.
I mean, I'm just looking. I mean, it's just even the app, like the difference now, even in the app that you can use.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's a 75-minute wait right now for Seven Dwarves.
Never been on that ride.
Super fun.
Yeah, it looks really fun. It was closed when we were there.
Super fun. Haunted Mansion, 45 minutes.
Well, are these good times to you? Is 75 minutes a good time?
That's
I
not
wouldn't
that
stand in
good.
a 75-minute line, I don't think.
No, not for Mine Train, especially not if you have VIP.
Which you had.
So I can't wait to talk about VIP. But,
okay.
Oh, and Tron isn't even pictured on this app right now.
No, it's not open yet, right?
Nope.
Later in
But
March.
dude, I told you that we were standing in line with a off-duty cast member that was going to do a preview screening of, or like
Yeah.
riding of Tron that night.
Yep.
It's like, get me in, dude.
Is there any way I can get in?
That's all we talked about. That's not true. But we talked about with our VIP guide, like so much
Yep.
was like, dude, can
Yeah.
we do it? And
It's
he was
amazing.
given 4 tickets to do it.
Mm.
And he was sick. 4
Ooh.
tickets and a specific reservation time, and that was
Ooh.
there's no rescheduling. And he was going to bring his girlfriend and her parents,
Yeah.
and he was sick that day, and so they had to
wow.
cancel. He was like, no reschedule.
Oh my gosh. Heartbreaking.
Yep.
Magic Kingdom opened in 1971. I just looked it up.
Okay. All right.
Second Disney park to open after Disneyland.
Yep.
And then Epcot 11 years later, 1982.
Okay.
I believe that's the third ever Disney park to open. I think that's before Euro Disney. I think it's before California Adventure. I think it was Disneyland in the 50s, Magic Kingdom 71, Epcot 82 was the order. So Disney parks are still kind of finding their footing, I think, at this time. But Magic Kingdom was built, I think, to really be the East Coast version of Disneyland.
Right.
And then Epcot was kind of the first second gate park.
Yeah.
Like it's completely different than these two other ones.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So
go ahead.
Magic Kingdom. So a thing in Magic Kingdom's favor.
Yes.
Is OG Disney content.
Yes.
101.
Yep.
Like you walk in, it's grand. I think it's got the best entrance. Like best entrance. There's a train. You can take a boat to it.
The boat is my dad's favorite thing of anything
I
in all 4 parks. Anything. He's been both parks now at Disneyland. The boat, which is free. You can ride the boat without even paying to get into the parks.
Dang. Yep.
Is my dad's favorite thing to come around that curve in the bay and see the castle. And I mean, rightfully so. It's a magic moment, right?
I know. I remember you telling us that story as we were pulling in, and I'm just thinking about your dad just smiling. I just love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
We talked about that when we were there.
You kind of start hearing that, like, there's a part. I can't remember if this is true in Disney World, but there's this line that you cross basically where I know where it is in Disneyland, where you start hearing music. And I'm not going to stop hearing music for the next 18 hours.
Right.
But it's the same thing with Magic Kingdom. Is like, all right, that Main Street music you hear, and then the thoroughfare to the giant castle. It is in Magic Kingdom's favor and may be unbeatable.
Yeah, I think Magic Kingdom feels the most like Disney World. Like,
okay,
it feels the most Disney. I mean, the only other totem, like architecturally, is Spaceship Earth. So like of Epcot. That's the only, like, something that you would put on like a sticker or like a poster would be either Spaceship Earth or the castle.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's interesting to pit these two against each other, because those are the icons. In the parks. Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom have tried to do similar things, but it just doesn't pack the punch.
Yep, they have the Chinese theater and the tree.
Theater and the tree. So we'll talk about that when we get there, but they don't. The tree rules, but it doesn't. Neither of those really holds that space of pure Disney park iconography.
Yep, totally.
There are other really cool things in the parks, but that neither of them comes close to those two structures.
Okay. So Hollywood Studios, though, has like this palm trees and like Sunset Boulevard vibe and the haunted mansion that you're walking up to. Like there is an absolute awe and wonder about
Yep.
it.
Oh, and they all have that.
Oh
I
yeah.
hope people don't think that we think
Yeah.
even one of these parks doesn't have that. I'm
Yeah.
just talking about Spaceship Earth, bro. It's
Yeah.
it's like so incredible. And the castle in Orlando in particular. I mean, the
Yep.
castle in California is fine,
Yep.
but I saw some videos lately of people that came to Disneyland that had only been to Disney World, and
Mm.
it is ridiculous how dumb the castle looks
Okay.
at
I
Disneyland
haven't been
versus
there
Disney
since
World.
college.
It's three times taller, maybe more. Plus all
Really?
the visual tricks they do to make it seem even taller.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just this massive, beautiful, practically unbeatable sight when you see
Yep.
that castle.
It's just so grand.
Speaking of wow. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so entrance and architectural
Mm-hmm.
iconography, like you said,
Yep.
definitely Magic Kingdom still has I think it has an edge up on Hollywood, or excuse me,
I think
on
so too.
Epcot.
Yep.
If I personally was gonna have a poster of a shape from
Mhm.
Disney World, it would be Spaceship Earth. Just a
Okay.
shape. Like I think the castle is cool. I mean, man, I mean that's the other thing is like when you see any Disney movie, you see that castle.
That's another good point. It's
Right?
so iconic that it's been there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not new. That's been that way for Disney animation for decades and decades. They knew
Yep.
what they had and they were going to plaster on anything they could.
Yep. Even though it's also even that is lifted from Neuschwanstein,
Neuschwanstein.
right? Like
Yep.
a replica of a castle that we went to, right?
Mm-hmm. I've been
Walking
there.
that bridge.
Yep.
Behind
You see
Josh Willard.
Neuschwanstein on the Soarin' out here on the West Coast.
Yeah. Hey, dude. So Soren is that same thing in Disney World now.
Oh, really?
Neuschwanstein.
Oh, they've gone to the
Great,
world.
Great Wall.
So it's not soaring over California anymore.
It's not.
Oh, weird. Okay. Wow. That's interesting.
Even though I do think soaring over California smelled better.
There's no oranges in the soaring over the world.
Yep. Yep.
That orange. I wonder if just like the film wore out or something.
Yeah, like we can't play it anymore.
Is Soarin' in Epcot? I can't remember. Yeah, it is. It is. It's down in that weird living in the land section. Yep.
Yeah. I love living in the land.
That slow boat ride where you learn about plants.
Dude, okay, so this is something Aaron and I were talking about is at 40 or mid 40s,
Mm-hmm.
or with Aaron's parents as well, 60s.
Yeah.
Those rides where you just get to sit down in air conditioning, especially in Florida, are like gold, bro.
Yeah, I know.
And
I
the
agree
girls
with you.
were like, these are cool, but they're like, but let's, especially Lily, who's 11, is like, she's like wants to do some thrill rides. Like she's already itching for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, give me more Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah.
Give me more Avatar and Guardians and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we're like, I'll do Living in the Land again any day of the week. Give me Spaceship Earth 4 times in a row, any day of the week.
Oh man, Spaceship Earth. Woo. So the like, obviously Magic Kingdom and Epcot are very different layouts and parks. I think what you're talking about with Magic Kingdom is this like kind of pure Disney in a different way than Epcot is.
Yes. I mean, you've got, so let's say you walk in, like we said, we've got the boat, the train, the castle, an old timey, kind of like town feel.
Main
and
Street,
then you go, Main Street. Then you go to the left, and you've got a steamboat. You've got a whole, like, we loved Tom Sawyer's Island this last time.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, dude, talk about Grand Canyon, dude. You're going in caves. You're like scaling mountains.
Yeah.
You have to take a boat to get to it.
Left on the kind of wheel. There's like that wheel.
Yeah.
The castle is the hub, and then there's axles that form the lands, right?
Yep.
Left right away from Main Street in Disney World, I'm trying to remember. Is that Adventureland?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
is
So you've
it
got like Hall of Presidents. Well, you've got sort of like Americana Land.
right? That's I can't remember what that one's called. That land is called. Um, you got Adventureland, you have Fantasyland behind the castle. That's kind of like all the old school IP, right?
Yeah, so that's your so you've got the carousel. I'm looking at the map right now. So you
Okay,
got the carousel, you walk in, there's Pinocchio's Village House.
right.
There's your all-time favorite, It's a Small World.
I I don't know that it's my all-time favorite, but
Oh,
that's
sorry,
some
sorry.
original IP that I love because
Yeah, yeah.
it is. I don't know how to explain this. Sometimes the dumber it is,
Mhm.
the more I love it. And I want to say that without people thinking I'm making fun of it. There's just something like really innocent and cheesy. It's that Disney feeling in Small World.
Yeah, but it's like, who came up with this? When we rode Small World twice, we rode it on that date me and Aaron did.
Yeah.
Uh, it's like, who came up with this? Like, but we love it.
Well, I know who came up with this. Walt Disney did
Oh yeah.
for the World's Fair. I mean, the
Okay.
Small World in Disneyland is the actual World's Fair ride
Okay. Got it.
transplanted, and then the one in at Disney World and other places in the world is this idea that Walt Disney had, which is like, what if people could see all the different children in the world singing together? Could I have a positive effect on the world?
Uh-huh.
That that's what it's been for the past 70 years.
So it's just gonna keep doing that
It's gonna keep
forever.
doing that on a loop forever.
We were talking about that when we were writing it. It was like, is there a key or a button that just turns this on? You know, like at 1 a.m. that night, does somebody just go like boop and it stops?
Does it fade out?
Yeah, yeah.
Does it
Is it
just
immediate?
stop?
Is it
Yeah,
like a wheel that you have to crank in the morning, like to warm it up,
right.
prime it?
Yep. So
Um,
Small World and Pinocchio and stuff like that is like when you're walking around Magic Kingdom, you can say these are day one rides. 1971, these opened, and I am still riding them. And I
right.
think there's something really special about that. Even
I
the
agree.
original IP, like Small World, and Space Mountain, and you just mentioned like steamboats and
Yeah, well, so you've got Peter Pan's Flight,
right. That's a day one
super
open, I think, too. Yeah, super. I love
super
that
fun.
ride. Yep.
Yep. Um, then you walk. There's Rapunzel's Tower. There's like kind of like one of our favorite places, which is like the Harbor House. You can get like a lobster roll or some, stuff like
Great
that.
bathrooms. Great bathrooms in the Rapunzel area.
Oh yeah, this is where it rains every day in Florida during the summer, and so we spent so many times just hanging there
Yeah.
waiting for the rain with like a
Yep.
sleeping baby. You know what I mean?
I remember I was there with you one time.
Yep, totally.
Yeah.
You've got then you walk and you see the steamboat, Tom Sawyer's Island, super fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is just, it's all like when we were writing It's a Small World, we were like Don and Betty Draper rode this ride in a alternate universe. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
that's true.
and they sat in this seat. Like, just thinking about
This
those
very
19
seat.
Yeah. Like, and it hasn't changed.
Right. Actually, in Disney World have they put some movie IP in Small World? Did you see the Lion King characters? Did you see Little Mermaid? Because they've done that out here.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, interesting. That might be a Disneyland thing. Once in a while, you'll see in the Norway part, you'll see Anna and Elsa.
Ah, didn't notice that. So it
In,
must
in
not have
the
been.
Small world style. They don't look like
Yeah.
the animatronics. They look like the Small World people, but they're dressed up like Anna and Elsa.
Yeah, it's possible that we just didn't
Okay.
notice.
Yeah.
But the fact that we didn't notice at all and nobody noticed kind of makes me think no.
Yeah, you're probably right. So when you compare that kind of thing to EPCOT, Epcot opening 10 years, Epcot opening 30 years after Disneyland was like all, it was like Walt's like dream of a future city, that kind of thing.
Right. Yep.
So it's Epcot's a lot weirder,
Mm-hmm.
which I like. It's just a really weird park. I think it might be the weirdest park.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. So here's the problem with creating anything futuristic is it feels dated immediately.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yep.
you can't, like, so when you're riding Space Mountain, you're
Yeah.
like, this is what the future looked like in 1980.
Right.
And you're like, that looks like kind of a dumb future.
I completely disagree. This is one of my favorite things.
No, I love it. No, but do you know what I mean? It's like Star Trek, then the original Star Trek looks like the future from the 70s point of view. Bell bottoms and
right, and I can't get enough. So like,
yeah,
I
no,
hope
I
they
like
never
it.
update any of that stuff.
I know, dude, I like it. I'm not saying I don't like it, but it's like so dated.
It is so dated. And I also understand why that would turn some people off. Like, update this crap. And
No, I
I'm
don't
the
want them to.
opposite. I do not want them to update it. I don't want there to be some like Tomorrowland update. Well, there already has been. I know that. Epcot, I do think that they've updated a lot.
Yep.
And sometimes I wish they had retained some of that. Like, this is what Walt thought it was going to look like.
You know, maybe that is why Epcot feels so like not integrated as like a, like when we were, you know what I mean by that word. Like,
yes,
it's kind of disintegrated. It's sort of
definitely
like, here's an idea and here's an idea and here's an idea, and we updated that one, and we like, now we've got like a Mission to Mars sort of park over here. We threw Test Track in over there.
Yep.
And like, we updated a little bit of Tomorrowland. Wally guy is going to be over here for a little while, and then he's going to be gone. But the People Mover will remain. Space Mountain will remain. You know, like,
yeah.
And Spaceship Earth. So it is like, it's not. That's not the right word. I'm discombobulated.
It feels disjointed. Epcot. Are we talking about Epcot still?
Yeah.
And so I think part of the problem there also is there was a commitment, I think, when they opened it 80s 90s, that they weren't going to put any IP in besides original stuff in Epcot. And I think since they've changed that, they've got a Guardians ride, and it just is like, I hear is amazing, but I just don't think it fits in Epcot. It feels weird in Epcot.
No,
it
doesn't at all.
I feel that way about Frozen ride a little bit, and Ratatouille. I get that those fit in the World
those
Showcase.
Actually totally fit, bro.
Okay. I've been on neither of those.
I think.
Okay.
So let's go to the World Showcase for a second.
Which is kind of the second big, huge part, I should say, of Epcot. I think Epcot's the biggest park because it has World Showcase and this other weird science part.
Yeah. Okay. So this might, I don't know, this might put Epcot over the edge, or over the top for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember there being jokes about like, people don't travel the world, they just go to World Showcase, you know, like, I can sample foods from around the world without leaving my backyard.
Exactly.
I would say just go to those places, although that's super expensive.
Sure.
But it's so cool, dude. The food,
I love World Showcase.
I mean, like, okay, so one of Aaron's family's favorite things to do is they actually like to make reservations at like good restaurants in Disney World. So one of the ones we've done every time is the German beer house.
Okay.
Like, have you ever been there?
I have. Yep.
Okay.
I haven't had any beer there.
We didn't have beer either. I'm doing dry.
I think
100.
I had sausages there though.
Yeah. Okay. So I was thinking about the Grauman's the whole time. I was like, if they haven't been to this, which I was like, I bet they have, but if they haven't, they need to.
Is it only a sit-down restaurant though, or can you order things and eat it?
It's a buffet.
Nah, I don't think I have been there.
Probably not. I can't imagine how happy like your mom and dad would be. If I want to buy them if they ever go to Disney World again, I will buy them reservations to this. So
Hey, they're
you walk
listening.
in, it's on the record, dude. I promise. So
Okay.
you walk in and it's like the like a German, beer house where there's live music. There's a polka band.
Yeah.
They do the Alp horns, and then they have a buffet. You get Spätzle and like sausages and every kind of German food you can imagine, all you can eat.
Yeah.
And then just sing Ein Prosit, Ziggy Zaggy, Ziggy Zaggy, Oi Oi Oi. It's the German dinner.
Boy.
It's like,
yeah, I love it.
It's so fun.
World Showcase is I love World Showcase because of how you walk 20 feet, 30 feet in either direction, and it's something new and beautiful and delicious and exciting. I think it's amazing.
Yep, like Mexico now has like Coco Land.
Oh,
like
yeah, that's new.
It's totally like Coco themed. A lot of art that was really cool. Lily got some fun gifts for her friends there.
Awesome.
There was actually like a line to get in, which was just because Coco's like really hot right now,
Definitely.
And it's an amazing movie. So that was cool. Then Paris is amazing because you've got the Eiffel Tower,
right?
Which
and now the Ratatouille ride.
Yeah, and so that fits. That's what I was going for.
Yeah,
is like Ratatouille 100% fits in Paris and now makes Paris more of a destination.
And it's probably the same thing with Norway and Frozen.
Exactly. Yeah, we rode that one twice. Super fun.
So I've not been on any of those on any of these rides. I have not been on Ratatouille, the Guardians ride, because I haven't been to Epcot for 12 years. So all those are new since then.
Wow.
So my version of Epcot, I think I might have sent you this video of it.
Yeah.
Is when I went when I was 8 years old.
Yep.
And was stunned by a super slow ride with super fake looking dinosaurs on it.
Yeah.
And so I think that's this love-hate thing that I'm talking about with updates and IP is like that just it feels weird that that's an Epcot. I'm not that upset about it. I'm not upset about it at all. It's just a curious thing to me that it's changed in those ways.
Sure.
So that may also be why the park itself feels a little disjointed. Seems to have lost its vision a little bit.
Sure. You just kind of throw some crap like Guardians in there.
Right. Yeah.
I do think Frozen and Ratatouille fit.
Yeah. They make a lot of sense.
I mean, even Soarin' fits in Living in the Land.
Oh yeah. Yep, definitely. That's a great addition. I love Soarin'.
There's like some Buzz Lightyear stuff in Tomorrowland. There's Mike Wazowski, so they updated the Tomorrowland area with Pixar future-y kind of stuff, sci-fi kind of stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
And Tron, like we said.
Oh
no, sorry, Tron's at Magic Kingdom. My bad. I keep messing that up.
Yeah. We should probably move on to the other two parks. So we have to decide which is better, Magic Kingdom or Epcot.
I'm closing my blinds, sorry.
No problem.
Okay, I'm just going to tell you, if I could go to just one of those, I would go to Epcot.
Okay.
I know you're going to say Magic Kingdom.
Epcot holds a very special place in my heart. I just haven't been there for so long.
I know.
Man. But it's so different. So here's how I'm feeling. If I was going to go to Disney World right now, I'd definitely go to Epcot. Because Magic Kingdom is so similar to Disneyland where I can go anytime.
Sure. Yep.
So I'm going to go with you on Epcot.
Wow, dude.
Let's pit whoever's next against Epcot because we're talking about Disney World. I think it is such a unique thing, not only in Disney World but in the world, that I'm gonna go with you on. And I love Spaceship Earth, and I love World Showcase, and I love the fireworks over the water
Oh,
at Epcot.
dude. Okay, we went
Best
to both
fireworks show.
fireworks. Epcot fireworks blow the Magic Kingdom ones out of the water.
Right.
And those are really cool with
I
the
mean,
castle.
Yes,
And
I
like
really love the castle
Tinkerbell
projection.
floats down. Like, yeah, it's
Let's go Epcot. Epcot is the winner of the first matchup.
okay. And just so the listener knows, I'm not talking about Guardians of the Galaxy because Steven hasn't been on it yet.
Yeah,
But it's
we
the
have to be
best thing
careful.
I've ever done or been on ever.
You told me that. I'm so excited to go. That's another reason why I would go to Epcot, because I also hear Ratatouille is rad, and I really want to
Ratatouille
go
is
on it.
So fun. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next matchup is Hollywood Studios versus Animal Kingdom, and this one is much easier for me.
Yep, I agree. This is easy.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start with Animal Kingdom then, dude.
Okay, great.
Okay. Imagine
Again, I haven't been there for 12 years. Animal Kingdom.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Imagine you're 7 years old. You're Isla.
Yeah.
And the last ride you rode was 4 years ago, and it was Barnstormer, which is cute.
Okay.
Super fun.
Yep.
And your parents bring you to Disney World, and the first thing you do in Disney World is Avatar.
Now, there are 2 Avatar rides in Pandora, right?
Yeah. There's like a boat one, and then like the ultimate.
You ride a Banshee or whatever.
Yeah, you ride a Banshee.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I have not been to Pandora. I have not been on either of these rides, but they sound amazing.
Dude, it's like Soarin'. Avatar is like Soarin', except you're moving.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? And then it's the wonder world of Pandora.
Right.
So like, and the visuals are way better.
Yeah, definitely. And you're not Soarin' is you're strapped to a chair and you're kind of swaying a little bit. But it's all a trick of the eye screen thing. We love Soarin'.
Love Soarin'.
But I know the difference between what you're talking about and Soarin'.
Yeah. Like it's so fun.
Yeah.
And to be on a Banshee right next to Isla, and this is her first ride of the first day of 7 days of Disney World. And I couldn't even watch the screen. I just watched Isla.
Amazing. Yeah,
like,
I know
just
what you
watching
mean.
it. A 7-year-old's mind just be like, and then picturing that being me.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I would have done.
Mm-hmm. Like it was me on the Back to the Future ride, it sounds like, where I'm just like, what is happening? And how is this possible? And it's a whole new world of like technology and wonder. And I don't get it. Opens up to you in that moment.
Yeah. And when you're 7, your parents just bring you to everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know what they're gonna plop you in front of.
That's
and like
point. It could be really lame, and it could be great. Yeah.
And it's Avatar.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. So she told the people, I can't remember who we were talking to. They're like, "What was your first?" She said, "This was my first ride." They're like, "Avatar," and was like, "Well, shoot." Like pretty much, unless you go to Guardians or Rise of the Resistance, everything is down from there.
Right.
Maybe Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah, but Rock and Roller Coaster is also 20 years old, right? What you're talking about are these 3 new technology combination screen practical effects masterpieces.
Yep. And that is why Guardians will blow everything away.
Okay. I can't imagine liking something more than Rise of Skywalker, or Rise of the Resistance, I should say.
You might not like it more than Rise, because the thing about Rise is the story and the experience. It's like 20 minutes long.
It's mind-blowing.
It's
maybe
incredible.
You're talking about the ride piece.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll have to do another episode and do that Guardians versus Rise after I've done.
Dude,
Guardians.
I was crying, laughing, and screaming on Guardians in the Galaxy.
Okay, I can't wait. But I've done that on Rise too, where I'm just like, what?
Yeah, dude. That's exactly what I was doing. I was like, I can't believe this is happening.
That's why we love it. So I've never been to Pandora. In my experience in Animal Kingdom, I have two experiences. One when right after Jessica and I got married, so it was in 2000. We went 2001. We went as a family. All of us adult kids and my parents went. None of
I
us had
remember
kids.
that. Yep.
And that was kind of right. It was right after Animal Kingdom opened, and so there was no Avatar.
Mm-hmm.
The tree was okay. The biggest thing about Animal Kingdom was the safari ride. The safari thing, which is cool.
Super cool. Yep, we did that. Super fun.
But what I remember is there was like 3 rides.
Right. So have you ever done Expedition Everest?
So here's the next thing. So then we went back when the boys were about your girls' age with our whole family and went to Animal Kingdom. I got the stomach flu and I missed Animal Kingdom Day.
Oh, man.
So Jack and Noah went on Expedition Everest. That was their first ever roller coaster.
Okay.
And I missed it because I was puking at the hotel.
Oh, man.
So I do not. So this Animal Kingdom, I just haven't experienced it in its current state, which I hear is wonderful. I just haven't experienced it.
Yeah. So Expedition Everest would be Isla's first roller coaster. So we did that right after Avatar.
Okay.
And the story of it is really fun because it like stops in the middle.
Oh, right. Yep.
And then goes backwards.
Yeah. Yep. I remember the voice telling me that. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's really fun. She absolutely loved it.
Okay.
We got right back on afterwards and did it again. And this is no VIP. This is just like, we're going to wait again because it's that fun.
Wow, that's
and
awesome.
I know we did single rider.
Oh, yeah? A great thing to do at Disney. Oh, the single riders.
Yeah, all the single riders. We sang that. And okay, so take those 2 rides out though.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't go to Animal Kingdom. Just me personally.
Right. So I will again go to Animal Kingdom because I want to experience those things. But when it's stacked up against Hollywood Studios, which opened 11 years earlier, I think that's 89. I'm seeing Disney Hollywood Studios, which used to be called Disney Studios, and then it was MGM Studios when I first went, and now it's Hollywood Studios. That Hollywood Studios has a really special place in my heart from when we went when I was 8.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so what was it?
Well,
what was there?
It must not have been when I was 8. I must have been older than that. I must have been. No, it was 12. I can't remember. Shoot, it was 8 or 12. Either way, I was blown away. At that point, Star Tours was there, which friggin' blew my mind.
Big AT-AT.
The aforementioned Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular.
Yep, super fun.
What else is at Hollywood Studios? Oh, the Great Movie Ride, which is no longer there, had a big effect on me.
Yep. Now that's the
Mickey's
new Mickey
Railroad
Mouse
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I want to go on. But
super fun.
That's another case where it's a bummer to me. Like, I really want to go on that ride at Disneyland that just opened in Toontown, which makes a lot more sense to me. I just don't like the visual of that in China, the Chinese theater. I think it's weird. But I'll go on it and love it. Muppet 3D.
Oh yeah, fun.
Had a huge impact on me when I was that age.
Yes.
And all of that was before they put Galaxy's Edge in Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, and did they have Haunted Mansion then? Or Hollywood, or like the
it's not Haunted Mansion, it's
Hotel
Twilight Tower of Terror.
Tower of Terror, yeah.
They did. I didn't go on it because I was too scared when I was that young, but then I went on it when we went the second time. And I love it. And
super fun.
It's no longer in California. So that Tower of Terror in California has been reskinned as a Guardians of the Galaxy ride, which I love.
Oh, really? Okay.
And is so funny and great and has a lot more drops than it used to. But I miss Tower of Terror. out here.
Okay, yeah. Tower of Terror
so
was
yeah,
one of
you're
their
right.
favorite
Tower
this
of
year,
Terror is in, and Rock and Roller Coaster
Yeah.
is in Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
A fave.
Yeah.
It's the rides in Hollywood Studios rule.
Oh yeah. I mean, so I said I would, if I had to choose between Magic Kingdom, and
Mhm.
Epcot, I would go to Epcot. If I
Yep.
had to choose between Animal Kingdom and Hollywood, 100%.
In a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat. And again, you've got to hit Avatar, you've got to hit Everest. The safari is
Yep.
really fun. There's actually some really cool food. We got like these cheeseburger bao
Ooh.
in Animal Kingdom that were super yummy.
Yeah, that sounds great.
There's some really cool stuff, like, and also Asian stage too. Like there's Dinosaur Land was really fun in Animal Kingdom for little kids.
Okay. Yeah.
Like Lily, I remember we spent a ton of time at Dinosaur Land.
And is that one of these places that
little.
it's a lot of like things to climb on
Yeah.
through for little kids? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
and
that
there's
makes
a place
sense.
like that at Magic Kingdom too. Like that's where we did. I think it was called the Barnstormer, like a little kid roller coaster.
Okay. Yep.
There's like a little bit of a water area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, Hollywood's stacked. I mean, Guardians or Galaxy's Edge, Smuggler's Run, Rise of the Resistance, Pixar Land. You've got the Slinky Dog Dash, Toy Story Mania.
That's right. Pixar Land's in there. Yep. Okay, so I want to talk about Galaxy's Edge a little bit because this is your first time.
Yep.
We've been dancing around Galaxy's Edge for years.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been able to talk about it on the podcast as much as I want to.
Right.
The first time we went was in Orlando, where you were.
Mm-hmm.
They are identical, just so you know.
Wow.
The Galaxy's Edges are exactly the same. No difference. Cool. So I've been to Galaxy's Edge 5 times. Once out there and 4 times out in California. And I love it. I want to know kind of what you thought of it. It's because it's been hyped up so much and now it's 4 years old. I'm wondering what you thought when you went in.
Yeah. No, I thought it was amazing. We walked in. So the first time we walked in was, I think, our first day or our second day, and the fam was ready to go home.
Yeah.
Because we had, I think it was like our Animal Kingdom Hollywood first day.
It was the first day, because I was like, you guys are going to Hollywood Studios the first day. Are you going to Galaxy's Edge? I was wondering if you were going to do that, and you were like, we're in.
That's right. Okay, yeah. So we went and we did a couple things, and it was like 8:00 and the fam was ready to go, but there were extra magic hours for people that were staying on property. So Lily and I just did like Lily Dada
just
date.
The two of you.
Just the two of us. And so we actually went to Galaxy's Edge for the first time, just us.
Wow.
Walked around the corner, saw the Falcon.
Yep.
Blown away. I'm texting you. Trying to be present for the moment.
Which way did you come around to the Falcon? Could you see it below you? Like, did you go through the market and then
we
come out and see? Okay.
And it peeks out like that.
Yep. Yeah, because the first time I saw it, we went to the right and didn't go through the market. We went by Kylo Ren's ship and then came out into that main plaza under the and so it was towering above us.
Yeah.
And you're just dumbstruck.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
life-size Millennium Falcon.
Yep.
It's your favorite shape. That and the DeLorean of all time and Iron Giant.
Yep.
Like if Tars walked across, that'd be.
What if Tars walked across?
I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. So we walked up to it, dude, and Smuggler's Run had a 15-minute wait.
Yeah. So because now they have the e-ticket ride, the Rise, Smuggler's Run is usually a pretty short wait.
Yep. E-ticket? What's that?
Oh, sorry. It's just because I'm such a nerd. E-ticket is what they used to do this at Disneyland, Disney World, where you would get tickets.
Right.
And the level of kind of grandiosity of the ride was how many tickets you got. And so you would get one e-ticket. And that was only certain rides, new ones or big ones.
Sure.
And so when they open Smuggler's Run, they said this isn't the e-ticket.
Right.
In Galaxy's Edge yet. That's coming. And that the e-ticket became Rise of Resistance.
Right. Okay.
So basically just means the big ones. So like Marvel Land out here, Avengers Campus, I should say, they're not allowed to use the word Marvel.
Oh, really?
In the parks, yeah.
What?
Avengers Campus out in Disneyland does not have its e-ticket ride yet.
Okay. And what
There's
is that?
a really sweet Spider-Man ride and a really awesome Guardians ride, but they have not opened the Avengers ride yet, which is going to be their e-ticket, which is going to be like a Rise of Resistance level ride.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everyone's like, what's that going to be?
Yeah.
So Smuggler's Run is fun, but the wait times are usually low compared to Rise of Resistance. Yeah.
Right. So we rode that. So fun. Had no idea what to expect. Total blast. You just fly the Millennium Falcon. As we were leaving, Lily was like, "Man, I wish I could have been pilot because you don't know."
Yeah. Right. Because
so
on this ride you each get a job.
Right. Yeah. You're the engineer, the gunner, or the pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And so we asked the guy, on the way out, he's like, "What did you guys get to do?" And we were like, "Engineer." And he's like, "Oh, sweet." And Lily was like, "But I want to be pilot." And he's like, "Oh yeah, you just got to ask." We're like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah.
So then the wait time at that point was 5 minutes. So we just went and wrote it again.
Amazing.
Immediately and just asked to be pilots. So that was super fun. And then we just had a blast.
That's amazing.
Now,
can I quick tell you my Smuggler's Run life hack?
Yeah.
I have stopped wanting to be the pilot. Too much pressure. So I just always go engineer and don't do anything. I don't push any buttons or do any job. I just watch.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Because I want to ride it. I don't want to do anything. So
I know, it's so fun.
Yeah, it's really fun. But yeah,
Well,
it's a super fun ride. And you get to walk, and the queue goes up around and over the Falcon, which is just amazing.
You're just, every window is the Falcon from above. You can see it. It goes through a cycle where it like lights up and, the big blue engines in the back pretend to blow up, like
the sound
stuff.
The sound cues that happen when that happens is so good. I love it. Yep.
I think the coolest thing about Smuggler's Run though or one of the coolest things is when you walk in it and you're walking into that.
Oh yeah.
Into the Falcon, the white walls that are kind of
chessboard,
like scuffed up, the 3D chessboard, and then you walk into the cockpit. It's just you're 5 years old or
it's magic.
8 years old, 7 years old, the first time you ever saw the Falcon, which is your favorite shape ever.
I think you're right. The wait is better than the ride, I would even say, on Smuggler's Run.
Yeah, all the visuals, all the stuff you get to see.
Yeah.
Dude, I got a whiz super bad. Can you pause?
Okay, I'm pausing. You want to pause?
No, actually, you can just keep running. You can keep talking if you want. I just gotta give me just 30 seconds.
Oh boy, I got a vamp. And I just came back with my new voice and I got a vamp. There's also a story on Smuggler's Run that I always go back and forth on whether it's good. Hondo, I think it is. And you're supposed to like shoot gems or gas or something. Anyways, it's a pretty good story. You get to see the Falcon. You also get to like shop in Galaxy's Edge, which is fun. I'm just vamping so that we can talk about Rise of Resistance and then make a decision so that we can go to the finals. I think I know where I'm going to land. If it goes the way it's going, I think I know where I'm going to land.
Oh yeah, buddy. Sorry about that.
On Mouse Madness. Okay. Can we talk about Rise a little bit? So, and if people don't want spoilers on Rise, I would like to talk about this ride. And so if you don't want spoilers on this, you can skip like 10 minutes ahead. Let's do that. Let's only talk about it for that long. Rise of Resistance is the e-ticket in Galaxy's Edge. And like Anthony said, it's like, I think it's 15 minutes long if nothing goes wrong.
Right. Let's see what the wait. Let's see what the wait is.
And usually the wait is it sometimes hours long.
Right.
I'm guessing it is right now, late afternoon on a Friday. The wait is going to be long.
Dude, 60 minutes.
Oh, I would get in that line.
Wow. Duh.
Because the queue of the line on that is also really rad. You go in like the Resistance caves, and you're walking through. You get to see suits, everything. You could touch everything.
That's awesome.
Their lockers was so awesome. Also, you can pay $20 a person and skip the line.
Yeah, so that's how we rode Avatar for a second time.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
Sometimes it's worth it.
The girls really wanted to do Avatar. So like this is why Agent Stage is tough for the bracket, because there's no way on earth the girls would not go to Animal Kingdom.
Wow.
Over
Hollywood Studios, they would always go Animal Kingdom.
I think Isla would say Avatar was her favorite ride of all time.
Yep.
Lily would be like Guardians, Avatar, Rock and Roller Coaster.
Wow.
Dude, honestly, I would put Rise like below all those.
That's incredible.
It was fun. Guardians, I would go on Guardians 10 times. Maybe 5 times.
Okay. So here's what I love about Rise.
Yep.
I knew nothing about it going in.
Totally, me neither.
Zero. And so the fact that the actual ride doesn't start until 12 minutes into when the other stuff starts.
Yep.
And there is so much where I was like, how did they do that? So here's where the spoilers come in.
Okay.
You go in and it's kind of the typical briefing thing, right? Like Ray comes out, BB-8's there. It's so fun. They say, you've got a mission. You get on what you think is the ride, which is this ship, and it's taking you somewhere. And you're like, okay, this feels like this feels like a ride I've been on before. But it's kind of weird because you're standing there. And it's got this incredible animatronic. It's a trap type guy up front driving you around. Nien Nub is there. All your friends are there. The ride is interrupted because you get captured by Kylo Ren.
Yep.
And maybe my favorite part of the ride, you think you understand rides because you come in one door and there is another door across from it. And so you think, okay, I'm going to come in this door and I'm going to go out that other door and something's going to be different.
Yeah.
But the way this thing works is you go out the same door you came in. And you see 50 stormtroopers staring at you. And the biggest screen, I think, in the world behind them.
Yeah.
With X-Wings flying by and stars. And you're captured.
An LED wall that makes you feel like you're on the Death Star.
And
with
that
100 stormtroopers interrogating you.
That room you come in is pristine.
Yes.
It looks exactly like the movie.
Oh yeah.
Then you get shuffled around, yelled at by these people.
Yep, you put
and
in
you
lines,
realize
questions.
I'm still in line for the ride.
Yeah. Totally.
I haven't ridden the ride yet.
Yep.
And so maybe it's the story. I think that's unmatched. Like
100%.
For me, being like a story guy, and being fully immersed, and that being my experience at Disney World when I was 8 or 12 or whatever it was I'm buying this. That feeling again, which is everything I'm seeing. I don't understand how it works. There's a part where Kylo Ren sticks his saber through the ceiling above you, and it's a physical lightsaber coming through the ceiling, and he cuts a hole in the ceiling.
Yeah.
This is all pre-ride. Yeah. Finally, you're broken out by rebels, and you get on a trackless vehicle, which I'd never been on before.
Yeah. Is that magnets? How do they do that?
No, it's Wi-Fi. It's controlled, and it's why it breaks so often. It's like a mini GPS system in this warehouse building you're in.
But what drives it?
There's an engine inside. It drives it.
But how? It's like that's what I don't get. So Ratatouille is the same.
Yep.
This is what I don't get. Is like it's so precise.
Yeah.
And so it's smooth but jerky.
Right.
And so perfect. Like I don't get how it works.
It's location.
Like, is it wheels?
Yeah,
is
it's
it
wheels.
Magnets?
It's wheels.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so then you're on this thing and you can't believe your eyes because a droid is driving you around. It's a really nice, cute droid that's driving you around. And people are screaming at you and stormtroopers are shooting at you into the wall and things are exploding behind you.
Yeah.
Animatronics. You go into them and you're driving through the legs of AT-ATs.
Mm-hmm.
And you think, this is incredible. I can't believe I'm seeing a full-size AT-AT and I'm driving through. Then you get on a drop ride. It shoots you up. And then you're driving around. Kylo Ren's there, animatronics. A TIE fighter crashes into the wall and blows him back. That Kylo Ren, by the way, is a repurposed Elsa.
No way.
Yes. Animatronic. And then you're in the drop, Star Tours screen ride, and everybody's screaming and it lands you back in the thing. And so it's actually 4 or 5 different Disney ride mechanics.
Wow.
In 15 or 20 minutes. And if you get stuck, which we have several times, they have different audio and visual cues that happen to keep you entertained. They don't say the ride is broken like on Haunted Mansion. Stay in your seat. It's like different things happen.
Yep.
And I've been on the ride 3 times, 4 times, and it never doesn't thrill me and make me wonder, how do they do it? I haven't looked up anything on how they do it because I don't want to get ruined.
Oh.
So I will admit to you, I have not been on the other rides that you mentioned, except for Rock and Roller Coaster, which I love for a different reason because it's thrilling.
Yeah. That's just fun. That's just so fun.
So I haven't been on Guardians and I haven't been on Avatar, but it feels like they're kind of working up to, how do we make these rides into something that will just blow your mind?
Right. I think that's why it was just like, we don't have a common frame of reference because you haven't ridden this one yet.
Right.
I think that the CGI and animatronic and like GPS Wi-Fi thing is really fun, but it doesn't blow my mind. The story blows my mind.
Yeah.
But like Ratatouille, I was like, it was so fun. But I don't know, maybe I'm just being cynical here.
Well,
but I was like,
no, there's a difference between thrill.
Yeah.
A thrill ride, which it actually sounds like the Guardians ride is a roller coaster, right?
Right. I think
so.
That's
a
why I liked
very
it the best.
different ride. Yeah. Also, Guardians opened later than Rise, and so then they're like, okay, how do we make this even better? Or how do we, so it's a new. Oh boy. So actually, the thing you don't have a frame of reference, which I think is my favorite ride, is the Radiator Springs Racers in Cars Land.
Ooh.
I think my favorite ride ever.
Whoa, I've never even heard of that.
The girls' minds would be blown by this ride. And the reason I love that ride most is because, and maybe this is why I like Rise, because they make it look exactly like the movie. Cars Land at Adventure or California Adventure is the most pristine look-alike to the movie land in any park I've ever been to. And the ride is so fun.
Okay, that sounds incredible.
So I'm not offended that you like Guardians best, because I like Radiator Springs Racers, I think, better than Rise of Resistance. But it's just like,
wow.
I don't know. And it could be like, it's Isla's first ride was Avatar, and so that will always be her favorite ride ever.
Yep, that's probably it. It just like imprinted something in her brain.
Yep.
That was just like, that was, like you set a bar.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Like those
because we've
people were
talked.
saying, like, "Uh-oh, this is your first ride." Ugh,
Yeah.
maybe that wasn't the best idea, but it
Well,
was. You might as well
yeah. So
wow her.
it was a rope drop,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. So
Yep.
since we didn't do the Genie Plus,
Yeah.
we just planned our rope drops accordingly.
Yeah.
So that we could hit. But
Yep.
we didn't know that Avatar was going to be such a hit with them.
Mm-hmm.
We figured, but so that's why we paid for I think it was $20.
Worth every penny.
Oh yeah.
If that's their favorite ride and they want to go on it again and there's a 2-hour wait, you shell out $80 gladly.
Oh, yeah. You don't even think about it, honestly, because you
Well,
like
that's also an issue at Disney because you have the bands and everything like that in the app. It's not real money, but it is.
Just buy everything with your wrist. Okay, so we're definitely going Hollywood over Animal Kingdom. Like,
yeah.
No question.
So then the last thing to decide is Hollywood Studios versus Epcot.
Jeez. Oh, by the way, I feel like I poo-pooed Rise a little bit. I loved it.
Well, that's the thing. You can love something and it not be your favorite. That's fine.
Yep. And also, I really want Ratatouille to incorporate smells like they do on Soarin', because like you're in a kitchen.
Wow, I'm surprised they don't. That's weird.
Yeah, I was like, if you would smell like brown butter and like the wine and the bread, and like I just don't even know how they would do that.
Well, they do it all the time. I mean, when we were there during Christmas, they're pumping gingerbread smell out onto Main Street. And it's not gingerbread. It's gingerbread smell that they have pumping in. So they know how to do this stuff. They should do it on Ratatouille. I'm surprised they don't.
Yeah, right.
Since I went to Disneyland in December at the what's it called? The computer knows what you want. The algorithm.
Oh yeah.
Has been sending me these ads they're called magic candles.
Ooh.
And they are candles that smell like the forest on the ET ride.
That's
the water
awesome.
on Pirates of the Caribbean. Stuff like that. Like Disney World smells in a candle.
Yep.
And I'm very tempted.
That's great.
Okay, so now we've got Hollywood Studios versus we're in the finals.
Yep.
Hollywood Studios versus Epcot as the best Disney World park.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what to do. Actually, I think I know where I'm leaning.
Okay, so if you don't go to Epcot, I mean, my favorite rides in my entire life are Guardians of the Galaxy, Spaceship Earth, Soarin', and those are all in Epcot.
Wow. Okay,
I mean,
and I would say my favorites are Rise of the Resistance, Star Tours, even though it's lame now compared to the other Star Wars stuff.
Star Tours is so fun though.
Really impacted me as a kid.
Yep.
The same. I know this is dumb, but the same for Muppet 3D. It's like for a while it was like my favorite movie.
It's like I can only watch it in one place.
Yeah. Rock and Roller Coaster.
I love it. I mean, dude, Slinky Dog Dash is so fun.
I've never done that, but that looks fun.
It's a roller coaster that's the Slinky Dog. It's really, really fun.
Yep, I've seen a ride through of that. It looks awesome.
Okay.
And so I think this is nuts, but I think I'm leaning toward Disney's Hollywood Studios opened in 1989 as my favorite Disney World park. My dad is going to be so mad when he listens to this episode. His mind is going to explode that I didn't choose, that I let Magic Kingdom go so easily.
In the first round, we are horrible. I'm sorry. I mean, I guess if you want nostalgia and originality and Disney,
yes,
you got to go to Magic Kingdom. You gotta.
Something hit me different when I was a kid and continues to thrill me about Hollywood Studios.
Yep.
I think it has the best rides. This may be another difference between me and my dad, by the way. I don't think he's a rides I know he's not a rides person.
Right.
He is a theming person and a feeling when it comes to Disney person. And so you can't beat that, I know, in Magic Kingdom. And again, just because it's not my favorite doesn't mean I don't love the Magic Kingdom and almost feel like it's a crime not to go there if you go to Disney World.
You wouldn't not.
Right.
You can't go to Disney World for one day.
That's the problem. But if I was going to, where would I go?
Yeah.
I think it would be Hollywood Studios.
So you wouldn't go. Okay, so like somebody gives you a ticket right now, you can go any place.
But yeah, so that maybe that's not the best, because if somebody was going to do that right now, I go to EPCOT because there's so many rides I haven't been on.
Right.
But after that,
yeah,
let's say I go to EPCOT and then somebody says, you get one more day, a bonus day. Which park are you going to go to? I'd go to Hollywood Studios.
Got it. I got it, dude. Man,
what about you?
So
we don't have to agree on this, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Well, don't we have to like have a winner though?
Well, we can have it was more important to agree on those first two so that at least we can could have had this final conversation. I think we can have two winners, an Anthony winner and a Steven winner. Steven winner for me, I'm locking it in, Hollywood Studios.
Okay. So how it looks, how it sounds, how it makes me feel. It kills me because Galaxy's Edge rules. I could drink blue milk until I'm blue in the face. I've got my cup. If you're watching on video.
Oh yeah, he's got it. Great cup. Perfect milk. Cup.
I mean, it's the cup from episode 4. It's reminiscent of the cups that they ate and drank out of with Aunt Beru.
It's what you've always wanted since you watched the movie. It's really good, and actually I really like the printing on it, which has that thing that it has the animals that the milk came from, right?
Yep.
I can't remember the hairy ones. I can't remember either of the names.
I can't either.
They both have teats. I know that. Can you milk me? I have nipples too.
As all mammals do.
I have nipples too, Greg. Can you milk me?
Yeah. And so, and I've told you, like, my dream is to set up a couch or a bed on Spaceship Earth and have the best nap or night of sleep in my whole life is to just ride Spaceship Earth for like 8 hours straight.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why I love it so much. I love falling backwards to the stars.
It's probably a similar reason I like Small World, right? There's this original Disney IP. A lot of those animatronics in there look super janky and dumb.
Yep. Oh yeah, the robot, like the computer. You get to see Steve Jobs. Like you get to see, if you like your ABCs, thank the Phoenicians. Like,
did you go on Carousel of Progress in the Magic Kingdom?
Totally. So not this time, but
that style, right, of animatronic, which is just so endearing and I love.
It's a learning
and I can't explain why. you learn so much on these rides.
It's like you actually learn all of human history in 15 minutes. It's amazing.
All right, kids, time to learn. Get in line. Okay.
Everything I know about human history is from Spaceship Earth.
You've charted the entire world history. Yeah. Sounds like you're going EPCOT.
I mean, but how could I, a Star Wars fanatic, not go with Hollywood?
No, I don't think you need to be pigeonholed into that. I think Galaxy's Edge is a very kind of particular Star Wars thing. And it's not everybody's favorite Star Wars thing.
I loved going to Mos Eisley, the cantina.
Oh yeah, cantina's fun. Yep.
Yeah. Eating weird food that you don't even know what it is.
And doesn't actually taste very good.
It doesn't taste very good. I kind of felt bad because I was like, this kind of tastes weird and is sort of weird. Plus we weren't drinking alcohol.
Then listen. As a food guy.
Yeah.
EPCOT.
Oh,
Hollywood Studios out of the water.
Yes. I mean, when you walk by Norway and it smells like cinnamon and butter and sugar.
Yeah.
Like when you get a baguette in Paris, which again, just go to actual Paris, but they've got the baguette sandwiches, they've got all the pastries, you've got all the different popcorns,
Yum.
you've got maple corn.
The popcorns.
Yeah, you've got caramel corn, you've got kettle corn, you've got movie popcorn, right? Like we go to Morocco, you get the Moroccan feast, the German place, right? Like,
so this is
yeah.
me giving you permission to choose Epcot, because I do think that is a clear leg up for Epcot over
Epcot
any park.
Makes me so happy. Soarin', Test Track, Guardians, Mission Space is really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Living with
even
the
though
land.
It makes me sick a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you locking that in?
Yep, I'll lock it in.
Okay. As Gen Z says, I love that for you.
That's my truth. I love Epcot.
Okay, that's it, folks. That is the result of our first Mouse Madness Disney bracket, Battle of the Disney World Parks.
Wow.
Anthony's choice, Epcot. Mine, Hollywood Studios. My dad is going to kill me.
Yep, he can't listen to this. And honestly, everybody, go to all of them.
Why don't you go ahead and go to all of them?
Just keep on it. Go to all of them.
Put the cynicism away and enjoy the wow.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
Agreed.
My voice is done, I think, for the day. So I think we're gonna close this up.
All right.
So fun. I'm sure that as we continue to talk, we'll both remember things we forgot to talk about Disney World, especially because we never talked about your VIP experience, which I can't wait to hear about.
Through our VIP day.
Wow.
And we got to talk more about blue versus green milk. Oh, yum.
If there were different milks, we could do a Final Four bracket on that next year, but there's only 2.
Yep. And they were dairy free.
Dairy free.
Right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's out of that big lizard thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's not going to be any lactose.
Duh. Right. That's why it's dairy free.
No, they can put Sprite into it or whatever they put in.
Really? Oh, they can put tequila. You can get the green one with tequila.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know quite the logic there either. Did you see The Mandalorian at all?
Like walking around?
Yeah.
I think we saw him walking around, yeah.
Okay, I can't remember if he was gonna be there. Here's what let me close with this. Disney, just release a little bit of control of Star Wars and be okay, because they want it to be in a certain time frame. Black Spire or whatever the town is, between Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. And so having Mandalorian and Grogu in there is their first ever them kind of like, will people get mad if they see Mandalorian and Grogu in there? And I'm like, mad?
Yeah.
I want to see Darth Vader in there, man.
Yeah,
I want to see Padme.
Totally, that's so dumb. Like,
who is going to get mad if they see Grogu?
like go and just punch him, be like, you're not supposed to be here. It's like this whole thing is from a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, dudes. Like, get real.
Seriously, just release a little bit of pull your foot a little bit off the gas. Put some more fun stuff in there. I want to see. I want to see anybody. Put Ahsoka in there.
Yeah, that's funny. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, there's no OG stuff in there. It's only sequel stuff. I mean, obviously, the Falcon and Chewie and R2.
Yep, they all
are in there because they made it into the sequels. But you're not going to see Luke, Darth Vader. You're not going to see any Leia stuff. You're not going to see any Padme stuff. No Jar Jar. All these things. Very unfortunate. I want to see all those people in there.
Except at the gift shops, dude.
Oh, that's right.
Except at as soon as they can make some quiche, they can make some quiche, dude. We're gonna throw all that crap in.
Let's end that way. We know capitalism is king,
Totally. It's like, but the timeline doesn't matter when you walk off the ride into the gift shop.
There will bend. All right, dude. Great app.
All right. Super fun, man. I can't believe we got to go there together once with all our families. That's a miracle. So
I would love to have you guys out here and go to LA, Anaheim, and go to Disneyland for a couple days.
Done.
It'll be
Make
so
it happen
fun
one day.
because there's like 20 unique rides at the parks out here that aren't out there. So you would have a friggin' blast.
All right. We'll make it happen.
Okay. All right. Bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. All right.
All right. Let's stop that. 1, 2, 3. Stop. How's your voice doing, dude?
It's not good. So I need to stop.
Like, is it
all right.
bad?
I'm just gonna. I'm waving to the video. Bye.
Okay. Oh yeah. Bye.